Hello guys, thank you for tuning in. I'd like to apologize in advance for any bird noises and saws, and some of my neighbors are doing some work. But as you can tell from the title of the video, today I will be showing you guys how to restore aluminum rims. If you're looking to paint your rims, this video will be slightly different. I know there's other videos out there that will explain what you're looking to do, but this one is more for restoring old aluminum rims and polishing them. So if you're interested, stay tuned. I'm starting off. The center hubcaps, all the color has been washed out of them. The polished plastic look, the chrome plated, has been degrading. And the clear coat on the rims is peeling, like you see on some cars' paint, and the exposed aluminum that is there is very dull in color. The paint is beginning to fall off, and various other things need new tires. Sidewalls are cracking, like right there, and all right here. So I figured it would be a good time to fix these rims up. So this is one of the finished rims I got. This isn't painted pinstripe, this is a pinstriping tape. I'll show you how I do that later on in the video. I got new center caps, so they're all brand new. New lug nuts, so they're not these weird locking ones I had before. The rim is all polished up. There's no clear coat on there, so I could polish it as much as I want, and I won't have to worry about clear coat coming off. There's brand new paint on the inside. Everything looks nice and good. Brand new tires. Alright, so let's get started. The first step for me in my case would be I'm going to remove this center cap. If you have a hubcap that you could just pop it out, that's probably a good idea for this, because you don't want it to get all messed up. Mine, the teeth on the back are jacked up, so they've been glued in, which I'm going to have to pop it out from the back. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to sit you down on the tripod real quick. So this is how I'll be doing it. Sorry for the saw noises, but you grab like a hammer or any type of tool that would fit in here and just give it a firm tapping. If you don't have glue on yours, it should pop out easier than that did, but that one is glued in. So that's how that's done. Alright, so I'm going to start on this black painted surfaces. I'm sanding it down with 500 grit sandpaper. 500 grit is good for sanding something you're going to paint, because it's not too fine to where paint won't stick, but it's also not too gritty to where you could see marring through the paint. So it's going to take a little bit more time to remove the paint, but overall the finish in the end product will be better. So I'm just going to spray it a little bit with some soapy water, get it all wet and lubed up. So now I have my paper right here, and I'm going to spray this with some soapy water, get it all lubed up as well. And now I'm just going to start working at it. I'll just cut the video and I'll finish up all the sanding in the black spots. But you get the point. Just sand, rinse, just keep repeating that steps and you'll be good to go. I am going to start sanding with 1000 grit sandpaper. Now this isn't too aggressive. This is actually very fine sandpaper, and it'll remove some of this last little bit of clear coat off, and it'll give it a clean surface to start with my next grit. So I'll just come in. I got my soapy water solution, get it nice and wet, and I'll come in with my sandpaper. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So you can see that it's smoother than this. There's no more clear coat on it. It's nice and even, so that'll give me a good stage for the next step. Alright guys, so I have finished sanding half of the rim with 1000 grit sandpaper. You can see it's a lot more consistent. It's not a desirable finish. I wouldn't recommend stopping at this point, but as of right now, it does look a lot better than what the old side used to look like. So it's pretty good so far. I'm continuing sanding with the 1000 grit, but I was just gonna give you a glimpse of it. Alright guys, I finished with the 1000 grit sandpaper, and I just wanted to give you a close-up of what it looks like. So there's still some noticeable scratching from the 1000 grit sandpaper, but it's a lot more consistent than the patchy clear coat looked like. And since we're using 2000 grit next, 1000 grit was the best one to start with because it'll take away the clear coat faster than the 2000 grit would, and you save more sandpaper that way. So I'm moving on to 2000 grit, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. As you can see, the 1000 grit scratches are gone, and you can still see some scratches, but those are just from the 2000 grit sandpaper, and those will come out with the polish. So next step is polishing it, and I will show you that in a minute. Alright guys, so this is the gear that I use to polish. You could do polishing by hand if you just have some of the compound. You could just use a cloth to rub it in, but I don't recommend that because it takes a lot of time and it's pretty difficult. So I use a drill. I got this drill at Walmart for like 20 bucks or something like that. It's well worth the time savings that you have by using it. This is a Mother's Mini Powerball. And this is just a microfiber and some aluminum polish. Alright guys, this is how you do it. You just get some of your polish and you put a little bit on your Powerball, and then just rub it into the rim a little bit. Get it spread out. And be sure to work in one direction. Don't go all over the place, because then you'll be able to see different directions of marring, or not marring, but scratching. So now you just start off slow. Until you start to see it turn dark colored like that. And then you could go full speed. Alright, so once you have that, you just get a microfiber or a terry cloth. I recommend microfiber, and come through and just buff off all the excess. And you could already see it looks a lot shinier. You may have to go over a couple times, but so far it's looking pretty good. I finished the polishing stage of my rim restoration, and this is where you're going to see the big difference. The 1000 grit and 2000 grit all look the same, but this is where the big transformation happens. You ready? Alright, here it is. Nice and shiny. No more marring or scratching. No more clear coat. Beautifully polished. Even. Looks good. Nice. It's nice. The rims are polished. All I have left to do is paint the black spots and do a pinstripe. If you would like to see me do that, I will link that video in the description box below. I hope you found this video useful. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.